Welcome back to the She Inspires podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jade, board certified family medicine physician, wellness and weight loss specialist, owner of the membership medical practice in Las Vegas, Inspire Primary Care. And I am so excited for us to be back. The She Inspires podcast is the safe space for busy women to talk about how we balance business and wellness. And I wanted to talk about, especially if you're listening to this at the time of the recording, we're upon the holiday season. You know, a lot of people are thinking about the spirit of giving. And I've been getting a lot of questions about my nonprofit organization and my family's nonprofit organization. So today we're going to talk about starting a nonprofit organization. And I want to just share what that journey has looked like for me and my family. So if you're new here, this is our safe space, the She Inspires podcast. And I want you to feel comfortable about talking about business and wellness, connecting with other like-minded women. And if you're in the Las Vegas community, I'd love to connect with you in person. And if you're not in the Las Vegas community, I'd love to connect with you through socials. We are at Dr. Jade MD. That is the hub of our social media. So join us on Instagram at the fam at Dr. Jade MD. That's where we hang out on the gram. And if you're in the Las Vegas area and you're looking for quality healthcare, it's very difficult to find in Las Vegas, but we're trying to be a solution to that problem. And we have been a solution to that problem in the Las Vegas area. Then definitely join us or connect us with individuals or businesses that would benefit from high quality concierge style healthcare at inspireprimarycare.com. We spell inspire with no I in the front. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk nonprofits, because I've been sharing some about how we have both a for-profit business, obviously, with Inspire Primary Care. Our family also has a second business called Inspire LLC. That's our coaching and consulting business. And we always knew from the beginning that we wanted to eventually have a nonprofit organization. And our nonprofit organization's Inspire LV is turning 1. And so it's been a full year of having a nonprofit. And I've been getting questions from different people like, why did you open a nonprofit? How did you open a nonprofit? How does that work with your other businesses? So I wanted to address that. If you're a woman who has a nonprofit, you'll still find value in this episode. If you're a woman who does not have a nonprofit, but you're interested in learning more, especially if you're in the profit space with an LLC or an S Corp, and you're interested in if it'd be a good fit to add a nonprofit branch, then this episode is going to definitely share what the journey has looked like for us. Okay. And so first of all, as I always say, we start with why. Okay. So it's not just about thinking up like, oh, let me just start this or let me just start that and like throwing paint against the wall. I always start first with prayer, asking God, like, what is the way you want me to serve while I am on this earth? What are the things you've called me to do? And what is the way you've called me to operate in that calling? So we are a family who is definitely involved heavily in ministry. My husband, Carlos, is a pastor. I like to think of myself as a philanthropist. I love to give back. I love to help. When I learn something, I love to teach it. And that's just a part of what I'm called to do. And so as we transitioned into business and had formal businesses with LLCs and S Corps, I wanted to learn more about how we could, in a structured way, give back. And that introduced us to the nonprofit space, and specifically 501c3s is what, the nonprofit that we have. And so my first thing that I'm going to always do is pray. God, what does that look like? And 501c3 was the answer to that prayer. Okay. And the why is I want a structured way to formalize our giving and to formalize and make a structure around what are we trying to do? How are we trying to do it? And what is the best way to spread the word on the missions that we're called to do within the community and the world? Okay. So that is how Inspire LV was born. And, obviously I'm a family medicine physician, so I have a heart for families. I have a heart and a training for helping keep not only individuals healthy, but the whole family healthy in every stage and age and generation. So it made a lot of sense that God told us that our nonprofit organization, Inspire LV, was to also be surrounded and focused on healthy families and healthy marriages. My husband, Carlos, and I, we've been married 7 years, but maybe it's 8. Okay, he's going to be listening. He's going to be like, girl, you don't remember? Okay, but we've been married 8 years, I believe. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is recorded. We've been married and we have a wonderful marriage. Marriage is tough and marriage is not easy. Even when two people are extremely compatible, there are still challenges of life, family members passing, different things happening. us changing and evolving over time. And we just really have a heart for helping to pour into healthy marriages in particular. And as we pour into healthy marriages, we're connected with other people who also pour into our marriage. So it's been a really beautiful journey. And so Inspire LV has a few different missions. We have a few different programs, if you will, within our nonprofit organization. So the first one is we wanted to directly pour back into giving within our for-profit business or Inspire Primary Care. So the first program we have under Inspire LV is our We Inspire program. And so if people donate towards We Inspire, all of the funding, 100% of that funding and those donations go towards us being able to provide free healthcare scholarships to individuals in the community that cannot afford our healthcare services. And so we're able to gift annual Inspire Primary Care memberships through the giving through We Inspire. Another thing we're able to do is have something called a blessing fund. So I trained in Loma Linda in California, and it's a Christian program, and they had something out there called a blessing fund within their clinic. And I thought it was the coolest thing. And if the physicians noticed that there was a particular patient that was just really in need, or they were having, housing instability, or they lost their job, the organization had something called a blessing fund, and we could actually gift their medical services. And I knew that when I opened my private practice, Inspire Primary Care, that I wanted to somehow at some point along the journey incorporate a blessing fund within our practice. And so the blessing fund aspect is when our members are going through hardships, financial hardships, like if they lost their job or if something unexpected happened and they just can't afford their membership, because we are a membership medical practice for that month, then the idea is that blessing fund will be there where we can gift a free month if that funding is there. So if you're listening to this and you have a heart for giving towards healthcare and towards individuals who have healthcare needs, then please consider donating towards the We Inspire fund, because those would be accumulating towards the blessing fund or towards our annual healthcare scholarships. And, it is just a beautiful thing to help people with their health, but also help them with their health, even if they are going through financial hardships. So that was the first program that God told us to create through Inspire LV. All right. And if you're wondering, well, I'm interested in giving towards that cause, then on our inspireprimarycare.com website, it's Inspire with no I in the front. On that website, we have a give back button at the top, and that is how you can give back towards any of the areas, any of our 3 programs that I'm going to mention. It has a separate button for each of our programs. And of course, we are a 501c3, so any donations given through that button is tax deductible for you. So a great way to give back, and it's a tax deduction. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about number 2. The second program that we were called to start under the Inspire LV nonprofit organization is something we call the Inspire LV High School Graduate Scholarship Fund. So this came about because, one, again, our mission is helping to inspire healthy marriages and healthy families. And a big part of healthy families is being able to help our students transition financially from high school into college. And that is a difficult transition, an expensive transition. And I remember when I was going away to college, well, actually for me, it was after college, because again, I was blessed I went to UNLV for undergrad. I'm from Vegas, and they had a scholarship at the time. Maybe they still have it, called the Millennium Scholarship. So I was blessed with my undergrad being 100% covered. I had 100% scholarship for undergrad. So that was a blessing. Again, scholarship fund provided that, right? So again, we wanted to be able to provide scholarships to high school students. But even after high school, after undergrad, I then was accepted to a medical post-baccalaureate program before getting into medical school. And that was a very expensive transition, because that involved me moving from Las Vegas to the Midwest in Illinois. And my community and family hosted something called a trunk party for me. And I was gifted so many different scholarships and grants, and just the community really pouring into me as they believed in my dream of going off to the Midwest so I could acquire the training to become a physician, with the hopes that once I was finished, I would be able to come back and serve my home community, Las Vegas, which of course now that dream is a reality, and it wouldn't have been a reality potentially if all of that gifting was not blessed with, if I wasn't blessed with that type of giving from the community. So we wanted to create a program where people in the community could pour into high school graduates. And we host, and I'll tell you about the third program next, and that is what we call just Inspire LV. And that is where our family and our organization host marriage and family events periodically throughout the calendar year. And the proceeds from all of those events go into the Inspire LV High School Graduate Scholarship Fund, which is really, really cool. Not only do you get to come and enjoy a very fun event, but any proceeds on top of the cost to throw the event, all of those proceeds then go towards pouring into our high school graduate scholarship fund. And last year, our flagship event for marriages was called the inaugural Inspire Lovers Soiree. And that is essentially like a community wedding reception where our organization hosts a beautiful space and a beautiful night for married couples. And we had different raffle prizes. And again, all of the raffle prize funding went towards, we didn't even tell the attendees last year because we just wanted them to, give without necessarily knowing where it was going because we were still structuring organization last year. But all of that funding in the summer, so that event was in February of last year. We hosted on Valentine's weekend. And then that summer in June, or maybe it was August because it was when the students were graduating and going away to college, we were able to award 3 high school graduates. That was our first cohort of Inspire LV high school graduates scholarships. We were able to gift three $500 scholarships to 3 Las Vegas high school graduates. And it was a really big deal because we had just started as a nonprofit organization, and to be able to have that type of gifting from the Lovers Soiree profits, if you will, to gift to our students, it was amazing. And so now we're going into our second year of events and our second year of accumulating donations that will go towards what we hope to be even more scholarships for more of our high school graduates. But we were thankful we were able to, as an organization, gift 3 students scholarships last year. So again, on the inspireprimarycare.com website, the Give Back button, if you click the Inspire LV High School Graduate Scholarship button, any gifting or donations that, if you have it on your heart to gift in that area, those donations would be going towards that scholarship fund. And then the third area that we were called to start, which I gave us a snapshot about, that is Inspire LV, which again is specifically our events for healthy marriages and healthy families in the community. The family unit is under attack. Marriages are under attack. It's a hard time for people in general, but especially marriages. And so we've been called to pour into that area as an organization. And we're really thankful to be able to do that. And so we are back, you all, with the second annual Inspire LV Lover Soiree. Again, the mission is inspiring healthy marriages and healthy families. And so we don't, want to necessarily isolate anyone who's not married or who single or divorced or whatever your relationship. It's not about that, your marital status, but it is about being intentional about pouring into healthy marriages. And so I'm really thankful that our community last year was so excited about that movement and excited about an organization that was specific and intentional about pouring into marriages. And so we're excited to bring the second annual Lover Soiree back. And if you're listening to this at the time of the recording, it's been about a week and a half since the tickets to the Inspire LV second annual Lover Soiree has been available. We do have limited spaces. We have a beautiful space booked. It's going to be live music, a live DJ, a full 4-course gourmet dinner. We're going to have luxurious date night giveaways. We're going to have interactive, activities, and it's going to just be beautiful married couples in Las Vegas getting together. And yes, if you're listening and you're from somewhere else, feel free to fly out. Last year at the inaugural, we had a couple fly out from Illinois. So if you get your ticket, yes, you can come if you're from out of town, but we definitely want it to be married couples because that is the mission of this movement. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I want to go to the second annual Lover Soiree, Tickets are available. You can go to Dr. Jade MD at our Instagram page, click the link in bio. The Eventbrite link is right there for that purchase. You'll also see at the top of my Instagram page, you'll see Lover Soiree pinned to the top. And if you click that, you'll also see the link. So yeah, join us at the second annual Lover Soiree if you're a married couple in Las Vegas or beyond that wants to join us. The tickets are now available. And again, all of the funding after we cover the cost of the event, all of the funding that comes in through that will go towards our Las Vegas Inspire LV Las Vegas High School Graduate Scholarship Fund. And we hope that the Lover Soiree will not only just be a beautiful event to celebrate marriage, but we also hope that we will have a gifting fund that will allow us to provide even more scholarships as an organization to Las Vegas high school graduates. So I just wanted to share a little bit more about that. Like, what is Inspire LV? How did you guys start a nonprofit organization and why? What's the mission? What does the funding go towards? So hopefully that gives you a snapshot. It is literally just a part of our calling. We always knew that we wanted a for-profit business, of course, because when we get, we want to give. And that's one of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou is when you get, give. And we've been blessed that Inspire Primary Care we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary of Inspire Primary Care. And it's been such a blessing to provide high quality concierge style healthcare to the Las Vegas community, my hometown. The community has responded so well. They have been so pleased with quality healthcare. We are in a medical desert and we are being an oasis in the desert with quality healthcare. And we're now thankful that the profitability of that practice is now able to also pour in with a nonprofit branch, both in the practice directly through the We Inspire Fund and the community through Inspire LV's High School Graduate Scholarship and the Inspire LV events for healthy marriages and healthy families. So I hope that if you're listening to this, that any of those things would touch your heart and be like, wow, I'd love to donate to that. Again, it's inspireprimarycare.com, no I in front of Inspire. Click the give back button, click whichever of those programs are on your heart, and that would be a tax deductible gifting. That would be just amazing. And again, join us February 15th if you're a married woman listening to this and you're like, I want to go to the second annual Lover Soiree. Join us. Tickets are now on sale and spaces are limited. And so we want to see you and we want to get you in before there is a waiting list. If you have any other questions about nonprofit organizations and anything, just DM me. I want to hear from you all. I hope you enjoyed this episode and just learning ways to give back and learning ways to have both a for-profit and a nonprofit side of business. Comment below. Let me know how you're enjoying the podcast. I want to hear from you. Leave the podcast a review. Let us know how we're doing. Please share the podcast and share this episode with other busy professional women who you think would enjoy these type of conversations, and join the fam on Instagram and on YouTube. We're at Dr. Jade MD. And I'll see you on the next episode of the She Inspires podcast.